Aw yes, it's that time of year again. The college football coaching carousel is spinning faster than Lane Kiffin refreshing Twitter. And once again, athletic directors everywhere are throwing buyout money around like it's Monopoly cash. But amid all of this chaos, one man stands alone. One man who somehow no one is calling. No rumors, no leaks, no whispers. And in fact, people are saying the opposite, saying they'd rather have anybody but this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, ELi Drinkwitz, head coach of University of Missouri for 6 years now. Let's set the scene. Programs across the country are hitting the panic button. Hotshot coordinators are getting $8 million contracts. Fired coaches are getting $50 million to go away. And agents? Oh, they're having the best November of their lives. But this year feels different, because while schools are poaching each other's head coaches like it's fantasy football, one name has stayed completely off the market. ELi Drinkwitz. Now let's get this straight. ELi Drinkwitz isn't a bad coach. He's got Missouri in the top 25 more often than not. He recruits surprisingly well. And his offense, when it's clicking, actually slaps. He just led Mizzou to 10 wins, and everyone's like, cool, anyway. What's Nick Saban doing? Yeah, it's like the kid at the dance who showed up early, dressed nice, got good grades, and still no one's asking him to slow dance. Now let's break down ELi Drinkwitz's full story. Let's talk about the man himself, ELi Drinkwitz, because before he was dropping sarcastic one-liners at SEC press conferences, this dude climbed his way up the coaching ladder in a wild, old-school kind of way. Drinkwitz started out small, real small. He was literally a high school assistant coach back in Arkansas, worked at Alma High, and then Springdale High under Gus Malzahn. Yes, that Gus Malzahn, the same offensive wizard who helped revolutionize hurry-up spread football. And that's where Drink learned the gospel of tempo, misdirection, and play-action wizardry, the Gus Malzahn School of Football Chaos. From there, he followed that system up the ladder, first a quality control gig at Auburn in 2010 when Malzahn was OC for Cam Newton's national title run. Yeah, ELi was on that 2010 staff. Imagine being in those meetings. That's football grad school right there. When Malzahn left to take the Arkansas State job in 2012, Drinkwitz came with him, coaching running backs and learning the ropes of calling plays. Then, when Malzahn bolted for Auburn after 1 year, Drink stayed under Brian Harsin and started building his own identity. This is where he starts becoming ELi Drinkwitz, not Gus's assistant, but his own play caller. He went with Harsin to Boise State in 2014 as the tight ends coach, then worked his way up to offensive coordinator in 2015. And that 2015 Boise State team? 40 points per game. Classic Boise trick plays, and Drink was the guy scheming it. Then he made the Power 5 leap, offensive coordinator at NC State under Dave Doran. And here's where people started paying attention. Drinkwitz built a balanced, efficient offense, guys like Ryan Finley at quarterback, Nyman Hines at running back, and suddenly NC State putting up real numbers in the ACC. He wasn't flashy yet, but he was smart. The kind of guy every AD has on their next big OC list. Then came 2019, the first head coaching job at Appalachian State. They go over a team already rolling under Scott Satterfield, and somehow keeps it going. They go 12-1, win the Sun Belt, and finish top 20 in the country. That's not easy. First-year head coach, new system, and he keeps the train rolling like nothing changed. Boom! Drinkwitz becomes the hottest name in college football. Next is the SEC leap. And that's how he landed the Mizzou job in December 2019. Missouri needed a spark after the Barry Odom era, and Drinkwitz brought that energy, recruiting momentum, and the best hairline in the SEC. Seriously though, Mizzou wasn't supposed to compete with the SEC big dogs, but under Drink, they become sneaky good. By 2023, Missouri won 10 games for the first time in a decade. Luther Burden's a star, Brady Cook looks confident, and suddenly Mizzou is beating ranked teams again. Drinkwitz took a middle-tier SEC job and made it relevant. Now here's the twist. Even after all that success, his name never comes up in coaching carousel rumors. He's kind of like an enigma. Young, successful, funny, but not a hot name. He's like the reliable mid-2000s Honda Accord of college coaches. Runs great, doesn't make headlines, and nobody's trying to trade for it. So why doesn't anyone want Drinkwitz? Well, let's break it down. Mizzou's not exactly a headline program. They're the SEC's middle child. Not as flashy as Bama or Georgia. Not as chaotic as Auburn or Florida. Drinkwitz could go 11-1 and half the country wouldn't even notice until the Citrus Bowl. Drink is quirky. He's witty, sarcastic, loves a good one-liner, which makes for an amazing press conference, but maybe scares off some ADs. They want stoic CEO energy. Drink gives off tech startup guy who just discovered NIL vibes. He's kind of nerdy. People don't like that. He's kind of dorky. He was hired as an offensive guru, but his play calling sometimes feels like he's playing NCAA 14 on Heisman difficulty. He wins, but not in the way that screams future of the sport. What's wild is, if Drinkwitz had done what he's done at, say, Oregon State or Baylor, he'd be getting every call right now. But because he's quietly succeeding at Mizzou, the SEC no less, he's somehow boring to fire and too weird to hire. Man's in coaching purgatory, winning too much to leave, not flashy enough to be stolen. So while the carousel spins and coaches hop from school to school like it's musical chairs, ELi Drinkwitz is just sitting calmly at the table. No leaks, no drama. Twitter accounts rioting, saying, "We'll take anybody but ELi Drinkwitz." And probably another 9-win season coming up this year, but still, no one will care. Maybe that's the biggest flex of all, though, when everyone's chasing chaos and you're just quietly building something real. But it's still kind of weird. Nobody wants him, right? I mean, the guy has turned Missouri into a legit college football playoff contender every year. You'd think somebody would want that. But no. He continues to be the laughingstock of Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Reddit. He's a dork, but he wins. They respect Missouri, but they don't want their coach. Is this good for Missouri fans, though? They get to keep their guy, and they get to keep winning. But will AD finally make that call? Finally snap at their fingers and say, "We're tired of losing. We don't care how this guy talks. We're going to take him." With the amount of coaching jobs open, that could very well be the case this year. But don't be surprised if Missouri still has ELi Drinkwitz by the start of 2026. Because the guy finds ways to win, isn't flashy, and no one really wants him. It's called, in my opinion, college football undesirable. But the guy wins, and you can't take that away from him. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more college football talk, and drop your hottest coach and carousel take in the comments. Who's getting fired next? And does ELi Drinkwitz deserve more love?